What's going on, YouTube? Juniio here, and I'm back again with another reaction video, back again with another viewer request, back again with another Nightwish video, here with a special guest. My friend Ben.
Hey.
Residential Nightwish expert on Vancouver Island. The only one that I know, the only one I've heard of. Yep. I actually flew him out.
Yeah, all the way, many blocks away.
I flew. So that's what happens because I'm a rich YouTuber. I've got Logan Paul money. Besides that, Ben's been a good friend of mine for many years. You may have seen him on my old channel, Homing Boats, when we did cringy comedy sketches. As you know, Nightwish videos have become exceedingly popular on this channel, and many of you have requested that I do the song The Greatest Show on Earth by them, but I wanted to wait until I had Ben here because he actually asked me to wait for him to listen to it at some point so we could listen to it together. So I thought that listening to it on a video would be a very, just a fun experience for both of us.
Yeah, and I get to get flamed on YouTube, which I'm excited for.
Yes, so. Ben has not experienced the hate comments, but his skin is quite thick. So all you other Nightwish experts out here that think they can go toe-to-toe with Ben, the real Nightwish expert.
The only one.
The only person who likes Nightwish.
Oh, yeah.
Good luck, buddies.
Yeah.
Good luck.
It's like, for this video, it's me liking Nightwish and I guess knowing a bit of the band or whatever isn't going to help a whole lot. Like if it was Poet and the Pendulum, I can go on forever about that because that's just like all band stuff. But I'd have to be like a biologist or something.
Right. So explain your relationship with this band a little bit and why you know this song and why you asked to listen to it.
I guess most, especially since I guess Century Child, like Nightwish albums always has a big usually final song on it that like Ghost Love Score, Poet of the Pendulum. This is the final song on Endless Forms Most Beautiful. If you know this song, you know that it kind of defies description a little bit. It's so much. It just goes through a whole lot. I literally don't know where to start with it. It's the songwriter Thomas is just he's my favorite. He's so good.
All right.
Yeah. So I don't have anything intelligent to add.
When did you start listening to Nightwish?
Oh, I guess I probably would have been like 14. So for real Nightwish fans, that was during the Annette era, so I'm not a real Nightwish fan, I'm sorry.
Even I know that Annette wasn't a good singer.
Annette was fine for what she was. Like, she's a good singer. She just wasn't the right fit for Nightwish, I don't think. But I do really especially like Dark Passion Play of like the albums that they did with her.
Would you say that Floor is your favorite Nightwish front woman?
That's really hard. I really like Tarja. They both do different things very well, but I feel like Floor does a lot more different things very well, but Tarja does one, like her operatic vocals. I guess just the way that she sings, it's so unique and iconic. It's hard to put anyone, even Floor, up against it. But Floor, those of you that have seen the Ghost Love Score video, you guys know. Whoa, Floor. Oh my God, she can go for it.
Yeah, isn't your favorite term?
Oh, I hate that term. I'm not gonna say it.
But hey, look at those credentials. Real Nightwish fan right here. So I'm hoping this is a fun video. You know, I just wanted to show you guys that I actually do also have friends.
He does pay me. It is in the contract.
And I don't pay you in money.
Arby's gift cards.
Okay, contrary to popular belief, I do hang out with other people. I don't spend all my time talking to a webcam. Let's get the video underway. Very exciting stuff. Everybody, be very kind to Ben. Give him good welcomes in the comments, and maybe he'll be back. Maybe I'll introduce him to Friday Filth episodes someday. Let's thank everybody who's requested this song.
Albadalbe, Pro Desu, Sound Ocean, Yare Savolainen, Pamela Kaponen, Manga Lover 0149, Zoran Milicic, Ella Julia, Anna Kitali, Trollia 200, Carl Johan Hellstorm, Kari Kanunen, Haxor Viper, Eduardo Acosta, Quinn N.C. Hoskinen, Nuno Alves, Balls, Mr. Adamic, Flora Jansen, Sabliath, Kylie Perry, Natalie Kruyan, Laura Gilmartin, Sarah Machinsky, Madela Sephiroth Obscure, Denise Hoffs, Mario Sands, Lisa Golly, Arn de Gothia, Mia You boy. Igma Tim, Mayan Gamamas, Sioken 1, Bjorn Schlack, Euro Mahal. All these Finns, they know. Oh, Tuomas, my captain. Yes, Teddy Grant. Imperium T, Robbie Groves, Kent Solberg.
And that's it.
Oh, that's a lot.
That's a lot of people. So thank you to everybody who suggested this song. Everybody, of course, following their example. Leave your suggestions in the comments down below. And the next video could be yours. If you leave a comment talking about how handsome Ben is, I'll give you 421 internet imaginary points. So there. On to the video.
Yay.
So we've got the live video. We've got the lyrics. So it looks like this song is broken up into sections. Into 5 sections. The first one is called 4.6. Okay, I don't know what that means, but hey.
I don't know at all.
We'll figure it out together. You guys ready?
Before we start, I don't know if this will be relevant yet, but he's an evolutionary biologist and he narrates part of the song. Richard Dawkins, I think. Something Dawkins? Yeah, Richard Dawkins
nailed it.
Hey!
The world prominent evolutionary biologist, Professor Richard Dawkins.
Yeah, I believe at one of the concerts they actually got him out on stage to narrate that. I heard. I don't know if that's true.
It's part of the one that when they came to Vancouver and we didn't go.
No.
It's part of that concert.
Why didn't I go? Shit. Oh, are we allowed to swear on this channel?
You can do whatever you want. I play the most filthy music on this channel.
Oh yeah, you're right. So. Yeah.
I listened to this song called Baby Killer last Friday. That was an experience and a half. Oh boy. Alright Ben, I've been waiting months for this. I hope it's worth it.
I love the build in this song. Smiling for this entire song.
Good, good.
Yeah,
So sick.
Troy.
What's he playing?
Flutes. Yes.
I like how he's sitting like a tree stump. I feel like it's like a very druidic experience.
Yeah. Troy is definitely like his own man in the band. Like he never feels like a metal guy, but he kind of adds his own vibe, and I like it.
Okay.
Like he's not ever like headbanging with Thomas or Empu or anything like that, but he does that a whole lot. Back to this. Oh.
Okay. Wait, what is this now? Bagpipes?
It's like, I think it has some weird name like ukulele and pipes or something.
Huh.
I'm either wrong or pronouncing it wrong, so
Whatever.
they'll tell me in the comments.
After sleeping through 100
Where'd you
million
die?
centuries, we have finally opened our eyes on a sumptuous planet, sparkling with color, bountiful with life. Within decades, we must close our eyes again. Isn't it a noble and enlightened way of spending our brief time in the sun? To work at understanding the universe and how we have come to wake up in it.
Okay, hold on. We're gonna do a little pause.
Okay.
We're gonna back it up.
Yeah.
We're gonna do a little pause so we can break down the first six minutes of the song. So very slow build up instrumentally. Got Thomas with the piano doing his thing. He got what's the other guy?
Troy.
Troy playing
Donnelly?
playing a variety of different instruments. Very atmospheric with the visuals, with the lyrics, with the sound. I'm getting this like a very like nature vibes. You know, he's sitting on a tree trunk. They got stars projecting in the background.
Yeah.
I don't know how many other bands use like fireworks
Yeah.
to punctuate their thing. I know like
It makes I like the idea, but it bugs me a little bit when they're just like a little bit off time. That's
right.
But that's a whatever.
They probably aren't the ones coordinating. that,
Exactly.
You know? It's somebody else's fault.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, no.
But
this
it
first,
is cool.
Yeah,
Makes you like look up into the sky
Yeah.
and stuff.
it's all part of the spectacle. But yeah, no, I love this first part. It just like it feels primeval. Like
Exactly, primordial.
yeah,
almost.
that's a better word.
Like because you know what I've gotten from you and from looking at the lyrics and stuff is that the song is going through the history of the planet Earth,
yeah,
of
like
life
this
itself.
first one, like where it ends with Floor saying like somewhere there, us sleeping. This is before us. It feels like almost this part is before like even any kind of like organisms beyond like I don't know.
Yeah, I was almost thinking like the stage in where the meteorites have hit the Earth or whatever,
Yeah.
and there's kind of just this microbial life kind of
Exactly. Like
developing in these boiling pools of
I
water.
just kind of picture just like empty oceans, just like waves and stuff.
Yeah.
But,
So the first part of the song is called 4.6. The stuff that Floor says: arcane horizon, the first sunrise on a pristine Gaia, opus perfectum, somewhere there, us sleeping. And then we have this spoken section from Richard Dawkins that says, after sleeping through 100 million centuries, we have finally opened our eyes on a sumptuous planet, sparkling with color, bountiful with life. Within decades, we must close our eyes again. Isn't it a noble and enlightened way of spending our brief time in the sun, to work at understanding the universe and how we have come to wake up in it? So yeah, I think you're right. It's like, this is dealing with the dawn of not humanity, but just the dawn of like life itself.
Definitely.
And it's, even if it's in its most like simple form.
Mm-hmm.
When we were still in the primordial ooze.
Humanity definitely will take center stage in this song, but there's definitely much, it goes beyond that as well.
Right. It's a bigger scope.
Yeah.
It's going way before humanity. You know, there's the idea that the universe has existed long before humanity, and then potentially it'll keep existing long after we've died off somehow. It's to some cataclysmic event, self-made or otherwise. Who knows? Floor's vocals are very airy, operatic, ethereal. I always feel like there's something super special about having those kind of classical vocal styles in metal music. There's just something that gets me about
I
it.
agree. Yeah.
The first section of the song is like that we've paused at is longer than most songs in general, but it feels like it's kind of just zipping on by. Like I bet this entire 20-minute ordeal will feel like a breeze, and that's how you know it's good.
Fairly simple on the piano and even a little bit repetitive, but it's just like it adds a little bit more each time, I think, as it goes through, and I really do like the build to what's about to just happen.
Right, exactly. It keeps you interested for over 6 minutes, right? So definitely doing its job there. All right, time for the dubstep drop, you might call it. Time for Skrillex to make an appearance.
It's a noble and enlightened way of spending our brief time in the sun, to work at understanding the universe and how we have come to wake up in it.
I'm so sorry, but I just have to make a note that for this first section, I was just speaking the words. It reminds me a lot of Cradle of Filth utilizes female vocals. They have a lot of songs that utilize kind of the spoken word aspect of the clean female vocals, along with some more operatic stuff. But that section, even with the instrumentation, reminded me a lot of Cradle of Filth. That's just on me. I just want to make a note of that. We can continue.
In the garden, leading us to the mother of all. We are one, we are universe. Forebears of what will be, science of the Devonian sea. Alien stars, right in the tail of our soul. Day to day, new opening for the greatest show on earth. Iron channels welcoming the outside world to the stuff of stars. Betting the tree have a biological holy. Enter right the tapestry of chemistry. There's a light in the garden, leading us to the mother of all. We are one, we are universe. Forebears of what will be, science of the Devonian sea. Alien stars, right in the tail of our soul. Day to day, new opening for the greatest show on earth.
Oh, so sick.
Yeah, it's okay.
We are here to care for the garden, the wonder of earth, the very form most beautiful. Very form most beautiful. We are one, we are a universe, forebears of what will be, science of the Devonian sea. Alien stars, right in the tail of our soul. A day-to-day new opening for the greatest show.
Okay, we're gonna do another pause right there. Cool. So that was section 2, life. There's a lot going on. I feel like always there's just like too much going on in these songs. Like the instrumentation is so complex, and they always like switch up the timing and everything that you never really know what's coming. Except you do. How many times have you watched this video?
This video?
Yeah.
Without watching the entire show, I've probably watched this specific video at least like 5 times. But I've watched probably this show through maybe twice or 3 times. I like it.
Yeah, I mean, who wouldn't?
Got lonely up in Camp River.
Yeah. I am also a big fan of when if you have like a chorus and then you somehow change it for one of the repetitions. Like for the 3rd time they did it, like the first half was a lot more stripped back, just Flora's vocals until they kicked in the rest of the instrumentation. But I'm always a big fan of that. I think it adds like a good variety and good it makes it very dynamically interesting. All right, so let's take a look at the lyrics. What is this section about? It says the cosmic law of gravity pulled the newborns around fire, a careless cold infinity in every vast direction. Lonely fair in the Goldilocks zone, she has a tale to tell. From the stellar nursery into a carbon feast, enter Luca.
This is beyond me a little bit for sure, but it feels like before, like all of life, or even like creation of planets. Like it feels like law of gravity pulling newborns around the fire is like forming the Earth physically.
Yeah,
Careless cold infinity of space.
Yeah, what I'm kind of getting is like the solar system kind of coming into place, because the Goldilocks zone is like where Earth is. It's far enough away from the sun, but not too far where it can support life without burning or being frozen the whole time. Because you're right, like the newborns are on the fire, the planet's spinning around the sun, and then Luca is the last universal common ancestor. So again, like the first monocellular version of life. So again, we're still on the very introductory stage, which I guess is why the section is called life. Wow, that's pretty genius of us to figure out.
Yeah.
Pre-chorus saying, the tapestry of chemistry, there's writing in the garden, leading us to the mother of all.
I love the line, the tapestry of chemistry, because you would never hear that in like any other band, or like, I can't picture anybody else singing that. Where does that come from?
Yeah, I'm thinking of like, it makes me think of the periodic table, you know, and how you could try and like draw like lines between all the elements and link them into the building blocks of what is or something. But yeah, I guess that's a very weird phrase to come up with, right? Yeah. So props to whoever wrote the song, probably Toamus.
Yep.
Toamus.
Something, yep.
Twamus.
Toomba.
So props to him for that line. It's pretty clever. The immediate thing I think of when I hear the garden is like the Garden of Eden. Yeah. It's or just like a primitive version of Earth. As we keep saying and reiterating, we're still in the very early stages here, you know? Dinosaurs aren't even around yet, let alone us. You know? How long have humans been around, do you think? About 2,000 years?
It's 6,000 actually.
About 2,019 years.
Yeah, you're right, yeah. That's why we did it that way.
Is it about 6,000? I feel like
that's because you gotta include like the 4,000 years in BC that they have to add together.
But there is a movie called 10,000 BC.
Oh yeah, you're right. That does disprove the Bible, actually.
Yes, it does. You heard it here first.
Yeah.
Well, either way, however long humans have been around, it's not nearly as long as the dinosaurs were around, and we're not even there yet. So, what is the greatest show on Earth? Is that just life is the greatest show on Earth? Is
it's
that what
the title, I believe, of Richard Dawkins' book.
Oh, okay. And the book is detailing just biological evolution. I suppose.
I haven't read it myself, but yeah.
What are you, some sort of loser? Haven't read that book yet?
Oh shit! Yeah, you got me. Yeah, it's part of Nightwish lore now, so I have to read it.
Yeah, you're not a true fan unless you've read that book.
Yeah, you're right.
Onto the chorus. It says, we are one, we are the universe, forebears of what will be signs of the Devonian Sea. Aeons pass, writing the tale of us all. A day-to-day new opening for the greatest show on Earth.
Well, I guess it's about, like, the forebears of us. Yeah, so, like, before any creature has, like, stepped on land yet, I guess.
Yeah. Well, it goes back to what you were saying earlier about how, you know, just the idea of just roiling oceans, birthing life forms.
And the day-to-day new opening of the greatest show on Earth as like a great show, that comes up a bunch in the song, and I think it's a cool image. Like everything that just like exists is just like the greatest spectacle, and I think that it's like a really cool way to like view the world, history, and all evolution and stuff like that.
It's a very optimistic way of looking at it. Then we've got these other things saying, ion channels, welcoming the outside world to the stuff of stars, bedding the tree of a biological holy enter life.
I would assume that's just like bringing in the proper building blocks for life. Like, I don't know. This is, again, beyond what I know.
Like the tapestry of chemistry, perhaps.
Bringing in carbon and oxygen and other chemistry words that I know.
You know, we're not scientists. We're only just smarter than everybody.
It's actually true.
Yeah. We are here to care for the garden, the wonder of birth of every form most beautiful, every form most beautiful. So is that humanity finally?
Yeah, I think
we're here to care for the garden. We are here to take care of the earth, and
because we're getting to us. Yeah,
we're about getting to us. Yeah. Well, yeah. Part 3 is called the Toolmaker, so I have to think it's some sort of proto-human reference. Let's continue.
Let's do that.
I do like these drums.
Yeah, it gets very tribal here, and I like it.
Yeah, very tribal.
the old drummer, but Kai is good as well.
Oh yeah. I like her makeup.
Yeah.
Very dramatic. It's the ocean.
There it is. After a billion years, the show is still here. A single one of your fathers died young. The 100 travelers out of Africa. Little Lucy of the A4. Give back to fantasy, to idolatry, to self-destructive weaponry, and turning out of guns, deeper than the past. There is the dread of the hunted. Ionia, the cradle of thought, the architecture of understanding, the human lust to feel so exceptional to rule the earth. Hunger for shiny rocks, the giant mushroom clouds, the will to know it should be done by. Into history, the grand finale, enter arcade. Man is on his time in the soul, and the dreams he understand a single grain of sand. He gave up to poetry, but one day ceased to be. With the last night of the library.
So that was part 3, The Toolmaker. I think finally we've gotten to humanity and kind of breezed on through a bunch of different things that have happened. It was a duet between Floor and
Marco.
Marco, of course. For me, if I like or enjoy Marco's vocals, it's very much like a case by case scenario. Because sometimes I think they
He's
suit
always
well, and
he's always good on the album, but I will give you that sometimes he doesn't absolutely nail it live.
yeah. I think this performance here
Yeah.
did its job. I think it was fine. I don't have like any major complaints with it. So hey, whatever, we can move on. But yeah, an interesting, like a very aggressive, fast-paced duet going back and forth, detailing some of the things that happened here. After 1 billion years, the show is still here. We're still here. Not a single one of your fathers died young. At the handy travelers out of Africa, little Lucy of the afar gave birth to fantasy, to idolatry, to self-destructive weaponry.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty, self-explanatory, right? We don't have to explain exactly what's going on here. Humans are evolving. They're learning how to fight each other. Enter the god of gaps. Is that just like the gaps that we, or the divisive lines we put between ourselves as people?
I think
or?
that what they mean by that is like, it's like a Christian thing. Like you describe like the kind of the gaps in evolution or creation as where God intervened to bring it to the next level. Like they say, like, I don't know, like an example they often use is like an eye. Like if certain part of the eye isn't there, then it doesn't work. So they say that that's where God intervened, and that's their belief.
Like the missing link is this gap in
Yeah.
humanity's evolution. Like, oh, God just kind of
Exactly.
speed
Like,
ramped of the next phase.
it's kind of, in my opinion, a lazy way to explain away things that you don't have a real answer for yet.
Right. Yet. The key word being yet.
Exactly.
Because, as we all know, eventually science will be able to figure it out, something out, right? Okay, cool. Enter Ionia, which I don't know what that is. An ancient region, okay, well, whatever. The cradle of thought, the architecture of understanding, the human lust to feel it so exceptional to rule the earth. I think that doesn't really need too much explanation, but, you know, yeah, such is the nature of humankind. Hunger for shiny rocks. Gold, perhaps?
Maybe.
Diamonds? Maybe.
Possibly.
For giant mushroom clouds. I have no idea what that could mean. The will to do just as you've been done by. See, I think that's an interesting line because that's, it's like this idea that having to exact, I don't know, revenge for lack of a better word, or just...
Revenge and just in general, like a sense of justice for whatever
Right.
reason is innate in humanity.
Right. You know, turn the other cheek is not so much followed all the time, right? It's, yeah, I guess, yeah, a sense of justice, of reciprocation.
Yeah, some kind of balance, or what a person believes is fair.
Right. So, you know, because Thanos was right all along. Enter history, the grand finale, enter Ratkind. In the Ancestor's Tale, evolutionary biologist Richard Dawkins again, predicts that rats may become the dominant life form if humans go extinct following a nuclear apocalypse. Rats?
Interesting.
You think the rats would become the dominant life form? They are pretty resilient, but are they as resilient as insects?
No,
Incest?
but they are closer to probably higher thought, right? Because all testing is tended to be done on rats, right? Put them through mazes and shit.
I guess that is true. Yeah, because maybe monkeys wouldn't make it. You think?
Maybe that's like I said, I haven't read his book. Maybe he probably definitely has like a good logical argument for why he thinks that. But
here's an interesting thought. Yeah, say like a million or so, however many million of years from now, right? Assuming humanity is still around in existence, and we still have we're still bound to this earthly mortal coil of ours. We haven't ascended into the computer digital scape at all. Yeah. We're still made of like a meat. That's, you know, at that point for some reason. Who knows, right? But potentially, right? Monkeys could have evolved into a higher level of intelligence to where we could consider them to be, I don't know, what's the dividing line between us and monkeys? What would we consider monkeys to eventually be? Conscious?
Sapient, I guess.
Sapient?
Are monkeys sapient?
I guess you could just call it
reflecting.
I guess you could just call it intelligent. Well, we'll just label it as a broad term of
sure.
Yeah. They've reached current human level or like primitive human level intelligence, right? Which will be interesting because then finally there's another species, like not even just like another race of humans, but a completely different species of animal that has reached intelligence. Mm-hmm. And will all animals reach this level of intelligence given enough time? Potentially, you know, like if Earth just keeps on going forever and ever, so we somehow figure out a way to stop the sun from exploding, however many billions of years that's supposed to happen, like eventually all animals on Earth just kind of reach some level of intelligence, like everything, like they somehow all evolve to become they can all understand and communicate language, and they all have self-awareness and feelings. You know, imagine, I don't know what that would look like, but imagine like all the fish and all the insects and all the mammals and reptiles just all evolve to become somehow intelligent, you know? Crazy.
It would.
It's crazy, man. Humans would be just so far ahead. Like I can't see us even being like still, even if they were that intelligent, like I feel like we would just be so much farther ahead, you know? Unless we've kind of reached some sort of cap. Like who knows? I don't think so. I think we've still got a ways to go, but I digress. You know, whatever. Chorus. Man, he took his time in the sun, had a dream to understand a single grain of sand. He gave birth to poetry, but one day it'll cease to be. Greet the last light of the library. The line sticking out to me is the single grain of sand thing. What do you think? Like, how are you interpreting that? Because for me, it's like we've spent all this time and we've been able to comprehend like the most minuscule part of what.
That's pretty much the way I interpret it as well. Like trying to find like the atom or something like that.
Yeah.
So science, and then the line below it, art.
Yeah.
Like our contributions. But one day it'll cease to be.
Yeah. The other way that I thought of as well is that since it references how we started poetry and also art and stuff, is that we became so intelligent that we kind of progressed past immediate needs like food and shelter and water and all this stuff, and have learned to appreciate, some individuals have learned to appreciate things like an individual grain of sand as it has like artistic value or some other sort of value that may not be apparent to anything else, because no other being or species on Earth like really cares. Like, who cares about the significance of a grain of sand, right?
Right.
I don't know. Is that all wishy-washy? Am I reaching here? I don't know. Whatever. Get those goosebumps.
As loud as you can, united, all at once. Where were you? Yeah, it's all. Where were
It's so.
I wish I was there
as loud as you can, united, all at once. Where were you? Yeah, it's all. Where were you?
I love the screen and just like all kinds of cute.
Where were
So that was pretty epic.
Yeah, that's actually the end of part 3. We jumped the gun a little
All right.
bit.
Okay. Cool. Oh, it seems like every Nightwish song has like a moment like that, where it's like, oh, I need to I need to go back and play that again.
Yeah, but imagine being in that crowd, like singing
Oh,
along with
man.
that. Because there's another song, maybe two in the album where like that chorus is like put through, so it's like the whole album kind of builds up to that moment there.
Oh, cool.
So it's
That's so sick.
it's electric. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I always thought of Nightwish as a symphonic metal band. I found more and more that they incorporate a lot of progressive elements into their music with a lot of, it's not just strictly symphonic metal.
Yeah.
Like they have a lot of different instrumentation styles and switch ups, and the concepts that they run through the albums are deeper than just like an overall storyline. Like you're saying, like they have the same chorus going through that builds up to this moment in this song or whatever too, which is pretty cool. I think overall I would still consider their sound to be symphonic metal. Now we're on to part 4. We've made it. We did it. Yeah, we should go.
New album comes
We
in.
were here.
We'll have to do a tour.
Jesus.
Promote it.
We are going to die, and that makes us the lucky ones. Most people are never going to die because they're never going to be born. The potential people who could have been here in my place, but who will in fact never see the light of day, outnumber the sand grains of Sahara. Certainly those unborn ghosts include greater poets than Keats, scientists greater than Newton. We know this because the set of possible people allowed by our DNA so massively exceeds the set of actual people. In the teeth of these stupefying odds, it is you and I, in our ordinariness, that are here. We privileged few who won the lottery of birth against all odds. How dare we whine at our inevitable return to that prior state from which the vast majority have never stirred?
Tempo's always good.
It's clearly picking. See, I feel like being in a metal band would just be the greatest existence.
Oh yeah.
That's what I actually aspired to be. That should have been my real dream. Actually, it still is my dream to be completely honest.
Well, I'll quick learn the piano. We good.
Yeah, you're twat ass.
Yep. Good. Cool. I don't know if I can. Yeah. No, I remember looking up on like Wikipedia the population of this town compared to like the size of that arena or something like that. It's something like 10 or 20% of like the city was probably there.
Oh, that's so
Just
cool.
because like Nightwish is so huge in Finland.
There is
That's a cool
grandeur
case.
in this view of life,
Yes.
with its several powers having been originally breathed into a few
They're from
forms or
Finland.
into
Yeah,
one.
okay.
And that whilst this planet has gone cycling on according
except
to
for
the
Thor,
fixed
she's
law of gravity,
Oh.
from so
Right,
simple
yeah,
a
that
beginning,
makes sense.
endless forms most beautiful
Where's the
and
net
most
from?
wonderful
America?
have been
Sweden.
and are
No,
being
she's from America.
evolved.
Okay, so that was Nightwish, the greatest show on earth. Yes, you were right. That was quite the epic journey. A very enjoyable experience. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm trying to compare it to all the other Nightwish songs I reviewed on this channel.
Yeah, it's difficult. Like, this album is very different, and not only just because they have a new singer. I feel.
Yes. So what album is this song from?
Endless Forms, Most Beautiful.
And who was the original singer on the album?
Floor. Like, this
Okay.
this is the first one with, like, written for Floor.
Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah.
Cool. That's cool. That's a cool bit of trivia that I didn't know. I'm thinking like maybe just on a purely aesthetic level, just listening to it. This song was like really good. I don't know if it was like my favorite one that I've heard from them, but on the scale of just like the grand scope, the story it's telling, the concept that it's kind of bringing forth, it definitely stands out among the rest.
I would say the same thing. Like, this isn't my favorite Nightwish song, but it's so unique and it has such like a power to it. Like, I don't know what else to call it. It's like, I don't often listen to it by itself. Like, I always feel like I need a warm up for this song. I'm not joking. I'm serious. Like, I very rarely listen to this song without listening to the like entire album beforehand. Especially like Endless Forms, Most Beautiful feels like an experience that's meant to be put together.
So that take care of like 40% of the comments you're about to leave, because I'll do that. I'll follow his advice. Right? So we've got that covered.
Yeah.
I do love concept albums, and I do love giving like entire albums a listen through all in one sitting.
Yeah. And they do a couple of like different things in the album version. Like,
okay.
when Marco is doing like that kind of like tribal, just like grunting,
Right.
That's not really in. I think they do it at the very end, but like that's replaced with like a build of like different kinds of animals actually, like as a track, and it like if you told me that, I would be mad. I'd be like, that sounds stupid. That sounds dumb, but it's actually pretty well done. And it's actually kind of cool.
I think it fits the theme.
It really fits the theme, but
the tribal, like the Viking grunts, it reminded me of like Heilung, which is basically just an entire band that just grunts around. I guess they also sing in some not English, which is basically just grunting around.
well,
just kidding. Yeah, I did really enjoy the scope of the song. Very epic. And I think, like you're saying, there's no other band that I could think of that would probably do something like this. You know, like maybe there's a couple that I could, if after like thinking for a while, I'd be like, oh, like maybe they do that. But it does seem very unique to Nightwish, and the collective, just different skills and sounds that they bring together as a group. You know, any final thoughts?
Final thoughts. None that I can think of at the moment. No.
Cool. Well, you know what, guys? That's it. That's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for Ben to come in and hang out. And,
Don't hate me too much.
And watching it with me, giving me some background knowledge. Remember, if you leave a comment about how cute Ben is, you get 421 imaginary internet points. And those are worth a lot coming from me.
-4 imaginary internet points if you mention my shiny forehead.
It's just, you know, I have the settings for my green screen are a little off, and I just haven't fixed it. And I don't plan on fixing it. So, like, yeah, you know what you're signing up for when you click on one of these videos on this channel, you know? It's the highest quality content. It's in the lowest quality genre of videos. This is what this channel is.
I like that, yeah.
It's exactly what it is. These are the best reaction videos. Reaction videos are bad. We're just the best of them.
Exactly. It's weird now.
It's what?
It's we. Oof. I'm a guest.
Welcome. Guys, if this video gets 2 billion likes, we'll get Ben on for another episode.
Yeah. 2 billion. The bar is set low.
Pretty low.
So
the bar is set low, just like everything else on this channel. So
everything else in my life.
They don't need to know that yet, but yes. But maybe life will get better for both of us.
No.
Whatever. If you liked the video, of course, make sure to like it. If you like the channel, make sure to subscribe. If you like Nightwish, do both. And also comment about how much you like Nightwish. I hope you all have a great day. I'll see you whenever I have time to do this again. Yeah, that's it. Whatever. Nightwish, we did it. Did it live up to your expectations? I hope so, because this is it. Bye.
Hey.